spend your commuting time? Is your commuting time wasted time or gained time? This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. Now, is your time, your commuting time, wasted time or gained time? Now, when my children were only 3 years old, actually my eldest son, I chose to send them to a very good school, which was about half an hour's drive from where we lived. And many people I know criticized that choice, saying that we would have been wasting our time 2 hours a day, because it was a 30-minute drive one way, and that was one of the many disadvantages. But in reality, it was really gained time. So on the 2 laps with my children in the car, going and returning, we, when they were younger, we sang songs, we spoke to each other, we told each other stories, we practiced various languages, and as they grew, we also did spelling, times table. But what was most important is that we spoke to each other about our concerns, our worries, and in particular, any questions about life they had, we discussed, and on the existence or not of Father Christmas, and various things which were concerning them as they grew up. And then I managed to also teach them what I thought were values, the values of life. So we built a really deep relationship through this commuting and talking together. We were strapped in the car, we couldn't escape from each other, and we really got to know each other. I got to trust them, and they got to trust me, and it was really important for our relationship. And I know that if we hadn't had this commuting time, we wouldn't have built such a strong relationship, because I would have done my own thing in the house with all the household activities, whilst they would have gone to play. And yes, it wouldn't have been such an opportunity. So I repute that if one uses commuting time wisely, it is only gained time. In fact, on the 2 laps where I was alone going to pick them up or coming back from having dropped them, I used that time to discover the joys of audiobooks. So I really had never used audiobooks, and that's when I started, and I realized how exciting they are. And then I started learning Spanish, and realized the advantages of language learning in the car. So for me, commuting, it does not only have the disadvantage of the hassle, and as now you can see, I'm stuck in a queue. So yes, commuting isn't only something negative, it's something positive. And so that's why you, who I'm sure are very busy, as I always have been, can take advantage for your language learning, because you can listen to podcasts, you can sing songs in English, you can listen to various audio books in the language you're studying, and take advantage of audio courses where you listen, where you repeat. And even if you don't want to do any of that, you can just talk to yourself in the language you're studying. For most of you, that'll be English. You can talk to yourself, and talking to yourself will help your jaw get used to forming the words in the language you want to become fluent in. And best of all, nobody can laugh at your mistakes, so you'll feel very confident. And the more you talk to yourself in this language, even if you're making mistakes, it doesn't matter. It's a question of fluency. You'll improve. So that's why I think that taking advantage of commuting time means that when you get home, you've done your daily dose of teaching yourself a language or practicing it, and then when you're home, you can dedicate your time to relaxing, to doing sport, to spending time with your family. And that's very important, to have the feeling that you've done something for yourself without stealing time from the things that you love, which are not necessarily language learning. So this is why I've developed this course where you can, whilst you're in the car, listen, repeat, practice your fluency, practice your listening comprehension, and practice your grammar, because the exercises gradually over the weeks revise the grammar from easy to difficult, including phrasal verbs, typical expressions. So these are all things that you can do in particular in the car whilst you're commuting. And I recommend you don't just use the time for listening to music and chatting to your friends on the phone, but actually as a kind of training for yourself. As you can see, I'm recording a video today because I've got a very, very long commute. And therefore I thought I'd let you know how valuable commuting times can be, and not only a chore, oh my gosh, I have to commute such a long distance. No, take advantage of it, see the positive side of it. Okay, now I know I teach a lot of doctors, I teach a lot of people who are really, really busy and don't have much time but do commute. So these courses are especially useful for people who have a very busy schedule. So if you think that you'd be interested, I want you to click here on, actually it's here, on the link where you can download these courses I developed especially for you busy people. Try them out. It's only 10 minutes a day, every day, and you can listen, repeat, and practice all your skills. The only skill that isn't really contemplated is writing, but that you can practice in the comments box, which I will set up for you. And then you can also practice your writing skills, but it was actually more conceived for listening and repeating, this course. So download it. The first week is absolutely free, and if you find it's useful, then you can go on my website and check out if you want to buy 1 or more weeks of the subsequent course. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you find that this was a useful video, and see you in the next one. And that's all. Bye. Bye.